North Minneapolis. We're in the parking lot of the Regional Apprenticeship Training Center, which is basically at the intersection of Plymouth and Fremont Avenue, North Minneapolis. Born and raised North Minneapolis. Background, graduated from North High School, took a continuation in and out of school, found myself in the Virgin Islands, living and completing my collegiate career while also learning to install solar panels and doing some other things. I had a strong interest in solar because back in 2006, the Obama era, Van Jones was talking about addressing climate change and poverty, and I thought it was a dope concept, but didn't necessarily know how to go about it. So 2011 or something like that, when I was down on the islands, there was some solar panels being installed. You know, I saw the solar panels, I was like, that's what he was talking about. So that's how I kind of got engaged. And I went and started volunteering my time to install panels. You know, being from North Minneapolis, right, you kind of leave and you come back and sometimes you see things a little bit different. Yeah. And my interest was at that point was like, how can I help address the issue? Because, you know, what it really was, I saw my people doing poorly, right? And I was like, well, how do I help create jobs, right? And at the same time, create a pathway for myself. And so I just said, this is what I'm gonna do. You know, I decided that, you know, addressing climate change and poverty was a very noble effort. All one fell swoop could handle both issues. And my whole thing is like acknowledging that we have all these issues in Minnesota, specifically around the disparities around education, income, employment, right? It was like, how do we get not only the population engaged in this emerging sector, but how do we also get folks such as the younger people so that they can skip this whole lag time where they're kind of like trying to figure out life, right? And my thing is like, well, let's get them trained up so they can go right into the workforce. They can get high school and college credits. And so I traveled around to 6 different states looking at different models that were successful. We took a trip down to Rochester and it was amazing because they had basically the same footprint in terms of square footage, just a little bit smaller than what's here. And they were doing career technical education, getting kids skilled up for whatever area that they had. I mean, they had like, I think it was like 7 different areas at the time. And they were getting kids high school and college credits. They were ready to go to work right out of high school. So this pipe that you see right here, it goes down about 230 feet. And what this is the external part of our heat pump system, which will ultimately end up putting the gas utility on standby, and it will heat and cool the whole building, right? Oh, okay. It's a new technology from the University of Minnesota in partnership with Darcy Solutions, which is a new emerging company that is developing this closed loop system. And opposed to traditional geothermal, a bunch of different wells in the ground, you have one. So we'll have somebody clean this up and recycle it, reduce, reuse, recycle, right? And so this is these are our inverters and our transformer from our solar system on the roof. And so that's our meter that spins backwards. You see it says two-way on it. That's a meter, bidirectional meter, and we'll be able to utilize that system to, so when the power is being produced, the meter's spinning the other way, and we're getting paid for the power versus paying for power. And this is where basically the system shifts from DC to AC, which is allowable usage under U.S. code. This is the virtual power plant. This is the 3 Sonnen batteries. This is a project that's being done in partnership with the University of Minnesota. Very grateful to have them as a partner, not only on this project, but as an educational partner also. And so these are Sonnen batteries. There's these 4 batteries. These 3 larger ones are 10 kilowatt batteries, and this smaller one is a 4 kilowatt battery. And so what we have is on the roof is we have 4 quadrants of solar, and the 3 are dumping back into the grid. What the last one is doing is it's powering these batteries. And so ultimately what will happen is that when we talk about a virtual power plant, these batteries are operating independently as like their own single family homes, right? And so if you have one battery, like if you had one home that was low on battery power, another battery, one of these batteries could sell power to the other, which again is like very innovative and very cutting edge. And so this is a research project in partnership with the University of Minnesota. Here's an image of the rooftop solar, of what it looks like on the roof. And as you can see, you know, this is, I don't know how many stories this is up, but stellar views of downtown Minneapolis as you start to look on the horizon. But, you know, we've talked mostly about the building up into this point, but this is what the core business was, right? This is what the core business is. solar installation and development, right? And so what we do is we develop solar projects and we focus on impact projects. We do pretty much anything and everything, right, that we can get, but we want to do impact projects, projects that mean things. And so this is a 365 kilowatt system that we had installed on the rooftop of North High School. And this is a special project for me, not only because I graduated from North High School, but also because this was it's a low-income community solar project, right? And so when you talk about low-income participation in the energy revolution, it's been a struggle here in Minnesota, right? Low-income participation from the workforce perspective, in addition to the subscribership of community solar, which can be, you know, it's controversial, right? And so what we wanted to do we went after an RFP issued by the city of Minneapolis, and it was just to build a solar garden for the city of Minneapolis as a backup subscriber to make sure that everybody else from the lower income status had access to solar. You know, for me, it's like, it's everything coming full circle. The initial thought process of how is it that, you know, Van Jones is talking about this stuff, but ultimately making it come to fruition and helping deliver on the things that we say we want to do. And that's what we need more of, people that do what they say and say what they do.